think, did he say he's 38? 37 or 38? You know, at a certain point in time, you can't do it anymore the same way.
That's what he was saying, too, right?
Yeah.
He was saying if he loses, this will probably be his last one.
Yeah.
Dude, did you used to watch all of those videos of, like, the street fights before kind of... Dude, that when I was thinking, because I get asked, you know, sometimes, like, hey, how'd you get into MMA? I don't ever have, like, an interesting story, you know? I'm like, well, I used to watch Kimbo knock people's eyeballs out in backyards. Remember that video, dude?
Yes.
Holy shit, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. They were, like, fighting near a satellite dish. There's all sorts of stuff in the backyard. They're going to move around things.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember there was like a stint in my like teenage years where I just would watch World Star Hip Hop. Like, do you ever get on World Star Hip Hop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Where it would just be like fight compilations, and I would just watch for like 40 minutes, just like people beat each other on the streets, and I thought it was so awesome. That's like what got me into fighting. That looks cool.
It's funny that got you in, but your style is so intelligent.
Yeah.
It's like your style is like high level chess. But that's just madness. Just KOs. And
I mean, I think every teenage, I mean, the fantasy, I think, for most dudes that don't fight is they just want to, like, you know, like, be tough. Like, everyone wants to be, like, tough, you know, and fighting's the best way to be tough. And when I was, like, younger and just watching that, it was like, yeah, I want to be, like, so tough and, like, kill people the way that those people do. And, you know.
Most people don't understand is the amount of work that's involved just to get your body physically prepared to be able to fight for 25 minutes is so taxing to the mind. It's so grueling for your just everything gets tested. Your ambitions get tested, your will, your fortitude, your commitment, your distractions, your self-hate and loathing, your self-love, your ego, everything gets tested.
I can't think of another sport where people go in and probably worry or have to like be super concerned about how tired they're going to get. That's like a major demon to conquer on your way up in MMA is like, how do I not be scared of getting tired as hell? Especially when you're coming up and like you're nervous in fights and you don't really know what you're doing. Your technique isn't as good. And I can't think of another sport where where you have to go in and be like, man, if I get tired, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Like literally get my ass kicked. That's like another thing that makes MMA cool.
It is, and that mental battle and wondering whether or not you've done enough in camp. Because there's some guys that are very, very talented, but they're not very disciplined. And those guys, you could always see that moment where the other guy is in shape and they start to doubt and start to think about, maybe I ate too many donuts, maybe I slept in, missed a few training sessions that I could have gone to, and now I don't have the gas tank, and this guy's coming after me.
Yeah, that's a horrible spot to be in.
It's a horrible spot to be in. And it's one of the things that drives me nuts about bad refereeing. Like, say if someone has a big burst and shoots for a takedown, massive struggle, gets it to the ground, and then is trying to intelligently move to a place where they could do damage, but the other person is defending well, and then the referee interferes and stands them up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Do you know how hard it is to get someone to the ground? And if that person is having a hard time on the bottom, they should probably get up, figure out how to get up. But for you to just interfere in a fight, it drives me nuts.
I can't. I don't really think that they fully understand what it's like from like a fighter's point of view to be like, finally, I got this down.
Right.
And then like to have him stand back up.
Yeah, and on top of that, maybe, you know, you empty the gas tank a little bit doing that, and this guy's fresh, and then you get kicked.
Yeah.
You know, and then now your leg's compromised. Now you're switching stances, and now you're trying to relax, but now this guy's turning it on. Now you have to eat up the gas that you were trying to conserve, and now you're moving. It's unnatural. It's like there was an unnatural intervention in the exchange, and that was a referee.
I always wonder how that could actually be like, again, like reliably fixed to where it's not, we're not just like guessing, or we're not, you know, like, and it seems like super hard. But I think that the problem isn't with the criteria as much as it is with the actual rules. Like I almost feel like say you work real hard, you get a takedown, and there's 3 minutes left on the clock. And then there's just so much ambiguity as to like how much is enough damage. That like there's so much ambiguity happening that, unfortunately, because it'll mess up some other things, I almost feel like you have to add in rules where like okay, so I get stood up if I can make it so that this guy can't punch me for 30 seconds or whatever amount of time it is or something. But I almost feel like those types of problems only will get solved by rules. They won't get solved by this like ambiguity where like the ref can kind of make whatever decision, and each ref is different and each crowd is different and they're just making a bunch of decisions. So I think that someone, not me, should sit down and really think about, making it really clear and really straightforward about like the rules so that that kind of stuff doesn't happen.